Hi, everybody. Claudia Glassman here with Mighty Oak Parenting. The holidays are here, and I have two kids that love getting presents. And part of the magic for them of the holidays is all of the stuff they get. My kids are lucky enough to have a family that likes to indulge them in presents. And so, from grandparents to aunts to everyone in between, my kids end up getting a lot of things. And so, the challenge in our household sometimes is how do we balance that out, right? How do we let them enjoy this season where they get a lot of things and get to enjoy receiving gifts, but still have them focus on the things that are important? And so I have found that there's some pretty easy things that you can implement that don't take away from that aspect of the holiday, but still shift the focus. So one of the things that we do is we focus on our values. And now what those are to you may vary. Every family is different. For some, it may be focusing on the religious aspects of a holiday. For some, it's focusing on family. One of the big things in our house that we try to focus on all year, but really emphasize during this year, is gratitude, being grateful for what we have, being, just thankful and appreciative of all of the things we have and are able to do. And so we have a lot of conversations around our values, and we emphasize family time and time spent together and being grateful and all of these things. Another thing that we do is this is a great time of year. This isn't the only time of year that we do this. I actually have my children sort through the things pretty regularly, but we go through and we sort through all of our clothing and toys and all of the things that either we don't use anymore or don't need to hold on to anymore. And we donate them. And that's twofold. Some of it's to focus on somebody other than ourselves and to give back. Some of it clears out space for the things that my kids will receive, right? Having too many toys can be so overstimulating. And so I find it very important to kind of, move some things out to make room for some new items. And while my children are sorting through, we talk about who benefits from this. Kids that wouldn't otherwise have this toy now get to play with it, or wouldn't otherwise have these clothing now get to have them. And so to really focus on where are these things going and who gets to receive these. Volunteering is a great way to do it. A lot of families really like to volunteer around Thanksgiving and Christmas to kind of shift that focus. Volunteering is a great way to do that. Whatever organizations you guys, believe in or want to support. Volunteering is great. If your children are too young, I have a youngest who is a little too young to volunteer. A lot of organizations won't allow them to do certain things, but you can get creative. So we have donated, bedding and towels for pet charities. We collect our toys, like I said, to donate. We've done toy drives where I let my children pick out the toys that we're going to give to the toy drive. And so my children also get an allowance, and part of their allowance is they save a little. They have some for spending, and then some goes to a giving account. And they don't get a huge allowance, so it takes a long time to accumulate money. But this is a great time of year, if you do something like that, to allow them to choose where they want that money to go to. And so all of these things, can start to shift the focus. The older your kids are, the more opportunities you have probably to volunteer and really get them, doing some of the work, volunteering at soup kitchens or, volunteering at with foster children or whatever the case may be. But if you can't do that, like I said, it's a great just to have conversations about this, or where are donations going to? Maybe there are things you can do that don't allow directly volunteering with an organization, but benefit that organization, like gathering things to donate or whatever the case may be. So there's a lot of things you can do. There's a lot of organizations that, really need help and support all year long. So this is great if you can do these things all year. But I find that shifting the focus now specifically, especially with young children, it's easy for them to become very consumer driven and wanting everything and knowing this is a time when they get presents and forgetting about other things. So in our family, it's really important that we just continue to have conversations and share with our children that there's more to life in general than just getting items. And while the gifts are great, that there's things that we value more. I think back to my childhood and I think about Christmases that we celebrated, and I loved the holidays and I definitely loved getting presents. But I can tell you now as an adult, I remember very few gifts that I got. But I very clearly remember the traditions we had and the family time we spent and the things we did every holiday together as a family. And so that's another thing I really like to implement in my family is those traditions that are about family, that are about spending time, and that aren't about, purchasing something or getting a gift, that are really about the activities we do together, whether it's decorating or a special meal, whatever the case may be that you do year after year and that everyone kind of looks forward to in those holiday times. And so that's another helpful way to really shift the focus onto something other than what we're getting for the holidays. Feel free to share any of the things that you guys do to kind of help shift that focus for your families. But I hope you all have a fantastic holiday season, and I will be talking with you again soon. Bye.